Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. All right, chat, I got to get this review. And we got to play a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima tonight. I'm sorry for those of you excited for the Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. I had no idea my review of Spider-Man was going to be this long. Sorry about that. But chat, we are opening up with good old David Santos, but he's far from good, chat. He's morally dubious, as we know. He has been released from prison, and he's already up to his old illegal shenanigans, chat. He's been released from jail. And after hiring Macbeth to take care of the Gargoyles, Macbeth had failed. He's like, all right, if you got to do something, if you got to make sure something's done right, you got to do it yourself, Chad. But he's a little rusty. And so he's getting to a good old little sparring match, a little sparring kung fu match with his best buddy, Alan Rickman / Owen. And they start kung fu fighting, Chad. But Owen, he throws David Santos on his ass. And Owen's like, oh, shit, Jesus Christ. And it's like, I think that's the first time you ever bested me, Owen. He's like, would you prefer if I lose, sir? It's like, I'd fire you if you pretended, to lose. Absolutely not. I need to become the best and better, Owen. Give me everything you have. And he's like, quite right. So he's like, all right, Owen, what's on today's agenda? Well, you got to have this meeting with these robot makers. He's like, good. Tell them to come to my office instead of at 2 at 1. He's like, right away, sir. What's all this robot shenanigans, Chet? Oh, we'll soon find out. Is the Steel Clan back? Oh! You'll see. Chat, we then cut to the police station where Lisa Mazza, chat, she's carrying a TV set into the building. She struggled with this because it's very heavy, and she drops the remote. She doesn't realize the chat. But this gentleman, this police officer, he walks in, the detective, he's like, I need some help there. Holds the door open. He's like, thanks. He's like, why you brought the TV in? It's like, this is a gift for a friend. Just keeping it here for now. They'll take it. He's like, oh, no, that's cool. No problem at all. Goes in there, chat. And she goes up to the clock room where all the gargoyles are. They've acclimated to their new home, chat. Originally, they were living in the castle, but they can't live there anymore because it's controlled by David Santos. He's using them for all sorts of shenanigans and experiments, chat. But she knows that the gargoyles like watching TV, especially Hudson, Brooklyn, Broadway, and Lexington. No, they like the good old boob tube. She gives it to him, and she's like, I know it's not a 60-inch plasma screen, but hopefully you like it. And Hudson's like, it's a fine gift, Elisa. Thank you so much. And Elisa's just like, so where's that big hunk of purple man meat? Because you know what she wants, chat. She wants that Goliath piece of purple man meat. And he goes, the lad's down in the library reading them books. She goes, I'll go down there. He's alone. Ooh. She's wanted this forever, chat. She goes down there, and she sees good old Goliath. He's reading a book. She says, what you reading, Goliath? He goes, Dostoevsky. And she's like, what's it about? And he's like, joking. I know it's the author. It's okay. It's okay. So he's like, well, how are you doing, Goliath? You seem troubled. He's like, I'm just mad that, can't go home. Fucking David Santos, he's in the castle right now. And it's frustrating, Elisa. She goes, listen, David Santos, he's got a lot of bad karma. I wouldn't want to be him, He's always into some illegal shit. He'll fuck up sometime, Goliath. Don't you worry. And you're able to go back home someday. He goes, I know. I just wish it was sooner. And so they go up there, Chad. They start smooching. They don't start smooching, Chad. They don't start getting romantically involved until season 2. Okay, we got a lot of episodes before then. Okay, a lot of episodes before the smooching. Well, they do have a little romantic, it's like there's a good back and forth, and they're all like kind of awkward about it, but you can tell they're attracted to each other, Chad. Lisa was a furry when she was a kid. That's obvious. They established that Lisa, she was a furry, chat. And it's like, obviously, oh my God, my dream has come true. She's so excited. They go back up to the room. They got the good old boob tube working. And they realize David Xandos, he's at a museum. Apparently, he has donated the Eye of Osiris, which is worth millions upon millions of dollars, $40 million or something. And he's now, it's like, being interviewed by reporters, like, so why did you give the Eye of Osiris to the city? He's like, well, I wanted to share my wealth, and I think every citizen of New York City should take part in the cultural significance of the Eye of Osiris. It's a major artifact, and I just don't want to store it in my private collection. I want everyone around the world to come to see this a major historical artifact. And the guy is like, yeah, is this because you're doing all this charitable work right now, Mr. Philanthropist, because you went to jail for your crimes? He's like, listen, I've made some mistakes in my life, and I've paid for them. I paid for them with my time. All right? And this is just my way of giving back to the city and the people who have treated me so well for all these. And Goliath's just getting fucking pissed. He's like, this guy's fucking full of shit. I don't believe a goddamn word that's coming out of his asshole of a mouth. And he fucking runs off, Chad. He just fucking runs off into the goddamn night. It's like, whoa. And we cut to the actual, the museum. We're not watching the boob tube anymore. And, David Xandos, Owen comes over. He's like, we can go now, sir. He's like, yes, Owen, I believe we should leave. I know when I'm not wanted. And he walks away. Porter's like, yeah, you fucking prick. I know what you're about, David Xandos. People are starting to realize that David Xandos is a piece of shit, chat. He's a piece of shit. They know. And so maybe Lisa saw Beauty and the Beast, and pictures, graphics. At least that is a goddamn fantasy, because she literally dresses up as Belle for Halloween, and she dresses up Goliath as Beast. So she's like, my fantasy is finally real. There's a whole episode about that, man. Well, let me tell you, it's in season 2. I think it's in season. Yeah, it's in season 2. Oh man, which also has a werewolf who was like a hot furry. Great. And so, fucking David Xandos, he leaves and shit, as well as and they go back to their fucking sky mansion and shit. But then Elisa, she's like, all right, boys, I got to get going. I know Goliath's mad, but I got to get going. I'm still on the clock. They go, bye, Elisa. And she goes back down, and she's meeting with the chief. And the chief is saying, like, listen, ever since you were shot, we want to assign a partner to you. She's like, chief, it was an accident. Remember when Broadway fucking shot her, Chad? Shot her, Chad, in the gut. Can't do that to good old Lisa, Chad. It's not nice. And so she's like, I don't need a partner. I work alone. She's like, yeah, listen, I've already signed you a partner. And who is it, Chad? It's the goddamn guy from earlier who opened the door for her. It's like, this is Detective Bluestone, and he'll be helping you. And he's like, oh, well, by the way, you dropped this remote control outside. She's like, oh, shit, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate this. Captain's like, what's that? It's like a TV remote. Don't worry about it. And she's like, all right. And they're walking out, chat. And she's saying, listen, I'm sure you're a good cop, and I'm just used to working alone. Okay, I usually do these cases by myself. He's like, I understand, but we're partners. And it's like, we need time to acclimate to each other. That's totally fine with me. But I am your partner. And she's like, fine, get in the car. And they go in the car, and they get a fucking 911. It's like, someone's robbing the museum. It's like, oh, shit. And so they drive down there, chat. 2 on the nose, right? Hardball one. They drive down there, and what do they see? They see a gargoyle, chat, and it has the Eye of Osiris in the hand. It's taken off in the air, and Bluestone's like, what the fuck is that? Pulls out his gun, and he's like, Alicia's like, no, don't! And he just starts fucking blasting at this thing. I just pull my gun, start blasting. And the bullets just bounce off this thing like it's metal. And she goes, wait a minute, what is that? And he's like, why'd you tell me not to shoot? And she's like, because we don't even know what that is. It could explode for all we know. And he's like, I guess you're right, but that was just so bizarre. She goes, yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? And so then she's like, all right, I got to get some questions. She goes back to the clock tower, and she's like, have you guys seen Goliath? And she's like, nah, lass, hasn't turned up yet. And he's like, okay, because people are saying that they saw gargoyles. I saw a gargoyle-esque person rob the museum of the Eye of Osiris, which was formerly owned by one David Xandos. And like, Goliath wouldn't do this. She's like, I know, but just I gotta eliminate suspects. I'm a police officer. I'm a cop. She's one of the good ones, Chet. And so she actually asks questions first, and then eventually starts shooting. And so eventually Goliath returns, and she's given him the 3rd degree. It's like, hey, where you been, piece of purple man meat? And he's like, I've been flying around, been gliding around. She's like, oh, okay. And she's like, because the fucking museum was robbed. He's like, what? And he goes on over, but the thing is, They start getting all these fucking news reports, and they start seeing all these gargoyles around the city. Like, oh, wait a minute. I think Lexington brings up, he goes, the Steel Clan. David Xantos probably built more robots. That's what he did. And it's like, shit, we got to take care of this. And so Goliath, he gets all of his boys. Hudson, Bronx, you stay here and guard the clock tower. Brooklyn, Broadway, Lexington, come with me. And Lisa says, I'm going to be right behind you. I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to follow you there. And they all fly over there, chat. Bluestone, he's like, I'm coming with you. She's like, I don't need your help. He's like, listen, I'm your partner. I'm coming with you no matter what. I got to find out what the hell this is all about. What are these gargoyles? What are these gargoyles? She's like, I don't know anything about that. And they get in the car, chat. And they get there first. Or no, the gargoyles get there first. And David Xantos, fucking big Dick Xantos, chat, he's just fucking waiting. Because he knows. He's like, yeah, I'm waiting. I know where you guys are. I know you're coming. He's just standing out there in his black fucking overcoat, chat, just fucking relaxed, just like, And then fucking the gargoyles land on the wall of the castle, chat, but fucking Goliath just goes right on in. He lands directly in front of Xantos. And Xantos, I'll give Xantos this. He does not bat a fucking eye. He doesn't move a muscle. And Goliath just walks up to him, chat. And he's like, what the fuck have you been doing? He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean, what have I been doing? What are all these reports of gargoyles around the city? He's like, oh, that. Well, listen, I'm just taking assessments of the city, scanning it for, any interesting phenomena out there. And what it comes down to, Chet, he's looking for where the gargoyles are. Yes, he's staging all these incidents, one, to get the gargoyles out of hiding so he can then find their location. That's what he wants to do. That's why he's causing all these incidents around the city. People reporting of gargoyle attacks. And Goliath's like, you got to stop doing this. Meanwhile, we cut down to the lobby, and Lisa's trying to go back up there, and Owen's like, you can't go up there. He's like, but you let me up here all the time. He's like, yeah, that's changed, by the way. And I don't think you have a warrant. She's like, you fucking asshole, Alan Rickman wannabe. He's very mad. She's very mad, Chet. Eventually, we cut back up to David Xantos and Goliath, and David Xantos like, listen, I have a facility upstate New York, with all the modern accoutrements that you guys enjoy. You can go ahead and go up there, and there'll be no issue. But he wants to keep them prisoner. That's what he wants them. He wants to keep them under his fucking thumb the entire time. Because the gargoyles, they're an incredible asset to him, and he needs them. And Goliath's is like, fuck that. And he just fucking starts breaking shit. And again, David Xantos is just not doing anything. He's just like, okay, break my shit. I'm a fucking billionaire. These things mean nothing to me. And Goliath's like, he gets fucking Brooklyn, Hudson, like, let's get the hell out of here. Let's move. We're not going to get any leeway with him. And he's like, and David Xantos, he just after that, chat, he's just like, well, looks like it's going to have to be the hard way, chat. And so then, as the gargoyles are flying back, they're fucking attacked. They're attacked by the metallic gargoyles, chat, the Steel Clan. They're getting zapped out of the sky. They're getting blasted and shit like, Jesus Christ. And eventually, they all land in a building, chat, and they're fighting the Steel Clan. Lisa and Bluestone, they get a report from the news, the reporter who's interviewing David Xantos, like, it looks like this urban legend is actually an urban truth. We are seeing a battle between what looks like gargoyles. And they go over there and like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. And Bluestone, do you know anything about this, Lisa? She's like, I don't know anything about this. Does he have steamed hams? Yes, he does. And this is all happening right now, and at least the guys are like, okay, they get their asses kicked, chat. Like each with Lexington, Broadway, Brooklyn, Goliath, they're fucking defeated. They're like, shit, like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And they're like, oh shit, this is it, guys, we're gonna die. And these three robots that go on in on them, chat, and they stop. Suddenly, man, they just stop moving. And Lexington's like, what are they doing? They're just flying there, just hovering. And Brooklyn's like, they're not here to kill us. They want to find out where we are. They want to track us to where we are right now, where we're living right now. And Goliath goes, son of a fucking bitch. He's like, all right, so listen, we're not going to get anywhere unless we defeat these things. We got to take them to ground that we know that we can use to our advantage. And so it's like, follow me, boys. And they glide out to the Statue of Liberty, chat. Going to get a battle at the Statue of Liberty. It's like X-Men. It's like the X-Men movie, chat, except better. It's much better. And so they fly out there, and they employ their various strategies, and they take down all these robotic gargoyles one by one. The first one, Broadway did a good job. He just fucking smashes it into the Statue of Liberty itself, chat. Just pummels the shit and just explodes. The next one, Lexington grabs onto it, and the thing just starts electrocuting him, just trying to get him off. He's like, "Ah!" But Broadway, he grabs, is going after Brooklyn, so they're pulling distracting tactics, chat. And he grabs the claw of one of the metallic steel gargoyles. He flies up there and he just fucking throws it through his chest, and he goes, punctures him, chat. That thing falls to the ground, explodes. And so the last one that we got, the one that Goliath's been fighting, is this red steel gargoyle. And they all resemble Goliath, too. They're based on his body. Because he's the most powerful gargoyle. And they're going on a one-on-one brawl. It's pretty much even a match. Like, Goliath has he definitely has a bit of an edge, but the robot's seemingly, like, holding its own. All the shenanigans are happening, chat. But eventually, all the other gargoyles join up, and then they're all side by side with Goliath. He goes, fuck, I'm going to die here. And eventually, a helicopter comes in. Flown by I think this is it's the second appearance of Lisa Maz's brother, chat. He makes his first appearance when she gets shot in episode 8. This is his second appearance. Brief role in this episode. And he's flying over here with the reporter. They're filming all this shit. And the robot goes, all right, this is too much goddamn press. And he flies away. The Goliaths also, and the gargoyles fly away. And the gargoyles, they go home, and they're like, well, thankfully, chalked this up to just, it was corporate espionage. That's what people are saying, that the gargoyles, they were actually robots. Because they find all the parts. They take them in for evidence, chat. And they realize, like, yeah, these were not actual gargoyles or something like that. The creatures of myth and legend, these were just weirdly designed robots used to steal various artifacts around the city and cause a ruckus. And she's like, they'll take attention off of you. And he's like, thank you, Lisa, for all the help. She's like, anything for you. She just starts taking off her clothes. She goes, whoa. Nah, she doesn't do that yet. That doesn't happen until season 2, chat. Not until season 2. They just have this tit for tat, like, will they, won't they, for like 65 more episodes. Actually, 70 more episodes. Dutch Man, Miss Gargoyles. They should do another season. Absolutely do another season, chat. No question about it. But so they have a little bit of a nice little, it's a cute little moment between Goliath and Elisa. She goes back downstairs. But then, chat, we cut to the home of David Xanatos, and Owen goes up to see, and they're on the top of the castle, and Owen sees the red and steel gargoyle, and the red and steel gargoyle takes its head off. Oh my God! But chat, it wasn't a robot. It was a cyber suit, and who was piloting that cyber suit, chat? David Big Dick Xanatos. That's who's piloting it in the chat, and he says, looks like the cyber suit worked out well. A shame about the robots. Looks like we're at a bit of a disadvantage. And David Xanatos, he raises one clawed finger and goes, actually, Owen, I think we learned a lot today. For one thing, I now know even more weaknesses for my robots. This cyber suit proved to be very effective of fighting Goliath. I now have the Eye of Osiris back in my inventory. The city owes me a favor for initially donating the Eye of Osiris in the first place, and I know where the gargoyles are not. Now, I think, Owen, I very much have the advantage. It's like, goddamn, when he loses, chat, he still wins. David Xanatos is like Lex Luthor, except even more competent. It's crazy. And that, my friends, is Gargoyles episode 10, The Edge. Pretty solid, entertaining episode, chat. Pretty good. Introduced the character of Bluestone. Oh, that's by the way, too. Bluestone goes, I want to figure out what the fuck these gargoyles are. Okay? Like, that, what I saw was real. And the police chief is like, you gotta drop it. We don't know what we saw, okay? It was mist, there was explosion. We don't know. He's like, nah, there's more to this. And I'm gonna find out. So is Bluestone Chase, he gonna be a hero or a villain? We'll find out next time on Gargoyles. But yeah, fun episode. Damn OJ for killing the gargoyle. That's true. Greg Weisman blames the OJ trial for killing gargoyles because people are always tuning in for, like, the parents were always tuning in for that. It took away from the views, the ratings for gargoyles, because kids couldn't watch the show. Damn you, OJ!